The 6:42 to Edinburgh stopped outside Carlisle at 7:15. No announcement at first. Then a brief one. That explained nothing, in the reassuring tone that train announcements use, specifically when they have nothing reassuring to say. Nadia had a job interview at 9. She had prepared for 3 weeks. She had the folder on her lap, and her hands around a coffee that was already going cold. James had a funeral at noon. His brother, 51 years old. Too young by any measure that matters. They sat in seats 22 and 23 of carriage 4. Neither of them spoke for the first 40 minutes. The rain moved across the window, like it had somewhere to be. It was Nadia who spoke first. She asked if he had a charger, a specific kind, the one she could never remember the name of, and she held up her phone to show him the port. He did have one. He found it in his jacket pocket and handed it across without making it a thing. She plugged in, said thank you. They sat in silence for 10 more minutes. The rain, the fields, the static announcement that the delay was ongoing and they were sorry for any inconvenience. Then James said, quietly, not looking at her, looking out the window, "Where are you going?" She told him, he told her, and something shifted, the way it shifts when two people stop pretending they are alone in a room. The delay lasted 3 hours and 14 minutes. They talked for most of it. Not the way people make small talk on trains. The careful, forgettable exchange about the weather and the service and where you're from originally. They talked the way people talk when they understand, without saying it out loud, that they will never see each other again. James told her about his brother. Not the illness. That was the easy part, the part you can say to anyone. But about what it felt like to watch someone you grew up with become someone you didn't recognize, and then become no one at all. Nadia told him about the job she had applied for because it was the logical next step, the promotion, the salary, the thing everyone expected, and how she had lain awake for 2 months, wondering if logic was the right compass for a life. They were the kind of honest you can only be with a stranger, because a stranger has nothing to use against you. They won't bring it up at Christmas. They won't remember it when they need ammunition. They will simply take it with them when they go. James told her, take the interview. Even if you don't want the job, you'll know more about what you want after you sit in the room than you do right now sitting on this train. The body knows things the mind hasn't worked out yet. Let it go find out. Nadia sat with that for a moment. Then she said, and she didn't know where it came from. It arrived the way true things sometimes do. Grief isn't something you get through. It's something you get bigger than. James looked at her. He didn't say anything for a while. Then, "Where did you hear that?" "I don't know," she said. "I think I just knew it." He nodded slowly, the way people nod when something lands in a place they didn't know was empty. The train pulled into Edinburgh at 10:48. They stood on the platform for a moment. Neither of them moved first. He said, "Good luck with the interview." She said, "I'm sorry about your brother." And that was it. They did not exchange numbers. It felt wrong to. Not because it wouldn't have been welcome, but because some things are complete the way they are. You don't frame a perfect afternoon just to prove it happened. She took the interview. She didn't get the job, but she understood, sitting in the room, exactly what she wanted instead. James buried his brother on a gray Tuesday in a cemetery neither of them had ever liked. He cried in a way he hadn't let himself before. Bigger than it. Both of them different after. because of 3 hours and 14 minutes outside Carlisle, because of a charger and a cold coffee and 2 people who stopped pretending they were alone. Here is what their story means. The delay is not the problem. The delay is where the real thing happens.